one quick way is that if this individual, male or female, because it goes both ways.
Right.
If they're just taking, that's a sign of a lack of love.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. And that's a quick one. You have people, men and women, who are giving, whether it's finances, whether it's time, whether it's compassion, whatever. And the partner is just soaking it up and living the good life, but they are not replenishing. They are not turning around and giving that same energy back. That's an indicator that this person is here for what you can do for them.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Romance and Real Estate, where we
help you level up in life, love,
and money.
Let's go. We back at it again. So check this out. If you're getting value from this video, this podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know what you want to hear about. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with us. Also, make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where you could get some insight, you know, and learn a little bit about what you need to apply in your relationship.
Yes.
And between time too, you can learn a little bit about real estate.
Yeah, a lot of it.
So check this out. A lot of people ask me locally about my real estate strategies.
I bet they do.
So I'm a buy and hold investor. I do every aspect of real estate, but I tend to focus in on holding real estate because at the end of the day, I make money through the hair company. That's where I build capital. And I didn't want to really, just be honest with you, be broke like some of my friends that played in the league or got lumps of some money from their talents and they didn't have something to fall back on.
Yes.
So I felt that when I was making a lot of money, it was like I was getting my Benz, I was getting nice diamonds, I was getting Rollies, I was traveling, I was in Dubai. And then, I was just like, hey, I need to make sure that this lifestyle can last me the long haul.
Exactly.
And so I started to flip, but I realized that flipping took away from the energy that I was putting into her hair company to grow. So I flipped for about a year and my time was too divided. I didn't do a good job juggling both.
Understood.
Therefore, I realized that I needed to just buy and hold and do lipstick rehabs.
All right.
So my renovations weren't, 3 months. It was more like 4 to 6 weeks. And we built a system to where we use the same paint. We use the same light switches, same sinks, same vanity, same cabinets.
Yes.
Therefore, that I could remove myself from the daily decisions that we had to do.
Yes.
But to keep my contractors working, I did have to at times get flips because I didn't see real estate or I didn't get leads that I wanted to take.
Understood.
So lots of times I get the question, when do you know if this is a good deal?
I was just about to ask you that myself.
All right. So I let the house determine what I should do with it.
Could you please repeat that one more time?
I let the real estate determine what I should do with it, whether it's price point, whether it's the amount of repairs, whether it's the location, and things like that. For example, in this city, there are a lot of gentrifying neighborhoods. We're talking inner city, close to downtown.
Yeah.
We got things, companies like Salesforce, a lot of tech stuff going on downtown. Therefore, a lot of people now the wealthy want to live near downtown because they're executives, they're tech guys. And so a lot of the hood is getting regentrified. They knocking homes down and rebuilding.
Yes.
So I tend to do flips in that area because profit margins are just larger. The more repairs that you have to do, typically the more profit you're eligible for because you're going to do more, you're going to get more.
We don't want profit.
So I tend to flip in those areas, take the capital, and then I buy in the suburbs for my buy and hold. Because the real estate in the suburbs, you're going to catch more ranches on slabs and subdivisions. And I buy and hold for at least 30 years. It's a long play for me.
Right.
So that's kind of like how I determine what was best for me and my team. In this, though, I want to talk about, renovating and relocate.
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm going to give it a spin. I renovate in the city to then relocate that cash and I put it in the suburbs.
Yes.
So it can cash flow for me for the long haul because everything ain't made to hold. You know what I mean? So when it comes to So when it comes to to relationships.
Hold up, Eric. Hold up. Hold up.
He just skipping over all the stuff he done said.
Oh, my bad.
You
My
dripping.
bad.
You
My
dripping.
bad.
You dripping swag.
Yeah, you dripping swag. You dripping swag. Okay.
I'm sorry.
And we see the spending didn't slow down because you definitely got these Balenciagas in right now, right?
Damn.
Make sure we get them right now.
They just
But that's
comfortable.
okay. But that's okay though. You know what I'm saying? Because the drip is clearly coming, okay? So you said that the profit margin on the properties in the inner city were greater. So you took that, you accumulated that, and then you invested it long term in the suburbs.
Definitely.
You didn't make the inner city your long term investment.
Not at all.
Not at all. You used the populous inner city life to your benefit.
Definitely.
But then when it was time to figure out where could be called home for you or even long-term buyers or renters, that was not in the crowded inner city. You pulled that out where you could get some green grass growing all around. You got a little space.
Definitely.
You separated yourself from all that, and then you invested out in the suburbs. Right?
Definitely. That's
Ooh,
the
Lord,
strategy.
we about to have fun with that.
Yes.
Right? Okay, and then you said something that I thought was really interesting as you pivot on down to relationships. You said, I let the property determine what I'm going to do with it.
Yes.
I let the property determine.
When you were speaking, I was like, give it to us.
So what question did you want to ask us? Because I think we ready.
Yes,
you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay,
ready.
which one?
When it comes to relationships,
Yes.
how do you go about talking to your clientele, your ladies, your mentees about, renovating and relocating? They may be in a situation where they could, you could help them fix or improve their situation, their relationship. But there's times where you just got to be like, we got to go over here and relocate where we invest at.
Absolutely.
How do you go about doing that? Because that's how I did it with real estate. That's how I determined my moves and what worked for me, longevity. How do you do that, with your peoples?
We encourage our clients and anyone listening to allow the person's actions to determine what you're going to do with that situation.
Yes.
Action, not what they say. We care very little about what they say. It's about what they do.
Because love is a what?
A verb. Action. Okay? Action. Love is a verb. Okay? And one quick way is that if this individual, male or female, because it goes both ways.
Right.
If they're just taking, that's a sign of a lack of love. Because you can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. And that's a quick one. You have people, men and women, who are giving, whether it's finances, whether it's time, whether it's compassion, whatever. And the partner is just soaking it up and living the good life, but they are not replenishing. They are not turning around and giving that same energy back. That's an indicator that this person is here for what you can do for them, not who you are to them for the long haul. And when someone comes around that can perhaps do more, they're going to do everything they can to get over to them. So we need to look and pay attention to habits. Again, don't care what people say. People will say what is required to maintain the lifestyle, to maintain their position in your life because they're enjoying it. But when their actions don't match with their words, we're allowing, it's not a property, but we're allowing that person to determine whether it's worthwhile to renovate, do some work, or whether it's time to relocate.
And even in renovating, right? Sometimes we get in a space as women. I know I've been there. Oh, he'll change.
Oh, Lord.
He'll do it for me. I know that if I show him how,
oh, Lord,
he'll pick it up.
My God.
Because I'm just so good of and I am so good of a person. But you can't change a person's nature. If you're a taker and you haven't built up the muscle memory to know what it takes to actually be a giver, that's not in your heart. I can't change your heart. I'm a giver. I know I'm a giver. You can't make me a taker just because you're a taker. Right. So that means that it doesn't matter what you do, I'm always going to give. And I also know it doesn't matter what I do, you're always going to take.
Until you change for yourself, I remember in the previous episode, you were like, but I could change though. People don't change for other people.
Right.
People change for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You can apologize or you can promise yourself you're going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you weren't invested in that for you,
Yep.
it won't last. How many people have been trying to lose the same 15 pounds or gain the same 15 pounds for 15 years
Mm-hmm.
and you still haven't done it
Mm-hmm.
because you weren't really invested in this change that you're saying,
Yep.
again, lip service,
Yep.
that's so important to you, but your actions do not align with that intention. So that is why if you want to move forth with wisdom, pay close attention to the actions of the person, just like you would pay close attention to the market and what that property is doing. How is the value fluctuating? What's going on around it? You need to do the same thing as it relates to your love life.
Yes.
Who is he hanging around? Oh, he the only angel and the rest of his friends just hoes? Girl, bye. Stop. No, that's not how that math ain't math.
Nope.
Hold on.
And that happens.
No,
You'll be at a barbecue.
Hold on.
No, I'm going in. You'll be at a barbecue and you know such and such is supposed to be with such and such, but here he is talking to another girl. You don't think when you leave, your dude ain't gonna be talking to somebody else too? They hang together, they boys. This is the season they're in. Let that man be in that season. He has probably told you what it is and what it ain't, because I will say this to the fellas. Many fellas keep it real. They be like, I ain't ready for nothing serious right now. But women are like, but I can make you ready.
Yes.
When you get to know me, you'll be ready. I will wait for you. Girl, bye. He told you what it is. And if you stick around, he's sleeping good at night. Because he's not lying to you.
But then you want to clutch pearls when he be exactly who he told you he was.
That man is comfortable with his whole identity. What are you? Get your life. And this goes both ways. This goes both ways.
No, wait.
Because it be hot girl summers too. Okay? And we just trying to go to the next ball of shaka. We want some Balenciagas too.
We do.
So let me come get up under you. Yeah.
Y'all go quick. Come
Listen.
for me.
But wait now.
Hold on,
I want to let Eric go ahead and speak up with his chest.
So-
Say it with your chest, young.
So, I got a gang of friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got married friends. I got friends like Mike that are in in the process of getting married. I got guys that are single and they doing their thing as single men.
Yeah.
I could be with my single friends and not do single things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand flocks of a feather roll together.
Okay.
But I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, like they influence any of my decisions. I think that I make any decision I make because I do the things I want to do.
You do the things that you want to do?
Yeah. So like, if I don't mean it in a sense of disrespectful, but like if they like are knocking down whoever and everything else, I don't got to do that.
I'm gonna set it up.
Okay. Go ahead. Set up the alley-oop.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm
Okay, let's touch another area because we didn't expect you to come with the real on that. Let me ask you something. How many broke people you hang out with regularly? Regularly.
I can't even do it.
He hangs out with me quite often.
Stop it.
Yeah, Mike.
Stop.
Yeah, Mike.
Stop.
You know
That's what the
what?
mic was for, bro.
First of all,
That's what
Sir, excuse me. You work here, sir. You work here. So again, how many? Not many.
I can't do it.
Not many. When it comes to well, birds of a feather don't always flock together, but when it comes to the money though, it's like, nah, bro, because they still moving like that. So I understand that we can't come to terms with that other statement I made, but we can definitely see it as it relates to money because the mindset is different, right?
That's it.
Agreed.
So even though we may not want to verbalize that we shift, the truth of the matter is when you in your real hoe stage, okay, and no judgment.
No.
Let's just, when you sow
Hey,
in
this is a
oats-
safe place.
Yeah, this is a safe
Yeah.
space.
This is-
When you out here busting it down, when you out here moving around, okay? You are around people who are okay with that lifestyle. They gonna cover for you. They understand where you are. It's okay. But then when you decide it's time for me to do something different, like I don't even want to be around it anymore, your average person is going to spend less and less and less time. Why? Because I was once that way.
Yeah.
It's like if I was an addict and now I've gone to rehab. I'm not going to keep going around y'all unless I want to challenge myself, tempt myself to relapse, right? So it's really no different. Maybe you don't have that issue, but I wouldn't encourage it. If, you know what I'm saying? If your homies are in that stage, it's no judgment. That's where they are right now. Right. But if you and your lady are moving towards something more serious, why? What are you going to get from that? You've already done that.
And I'm not saying that I'm in an environment like a nightclub or doing anything like that. I'm just saying they're single and they're dating. You know what I'm saying? But just because they're dating and single and I'm in a relationship don't mean that I can't hang out with the homies. Though.
You cleaning up my example though. I'm talking about hoeing. I'm talking about when you
that's
right. You cleaning it up. You trying to make it nice.
I don't be out on club like that though.
But did you before?
I did. No, I got you. I'm tracking.
I'm tracking. So question, what's the difference between a married man, a man who is in a committed relationship, and a hoe? I'm sorry. And let me add.
I feel like a man that's going to be married has committed to himself to be married. So he's functioning as he's about to get married. A married man is already there, right? And a dude out doing this thing is out doing this thing. That's totally different mindset.
Okay.
Than the other two.
Okay, I'm gonna add this as well.
That was real cute.
Also, a man that has money and that does not have money. What's the difference between those
mindset?
two?
I agree with that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the difference between all of those different men. It's not where they are in life. It's not how they're moving. It's not how cute you trying to make it seem. It is their mindset. Yes. My mindset is, listen, I've did certain things and I just don't want to do those things anymore. Even if I'm not married. I don't want to move like that no more. You don't have to be in a committed relationship to change your mindset and your motives behind why you do the things that you do. We can say it in real estate. Yes. We can say it in money. We can say it in relationship. It doesn't matter. It's your mindset that makes other things not as attractive as it used to be. Yes. You don't have as much fun as you used to.
Yes. No, I don't like clubbing.
Yes. And do you notice that whenever we shifted to money, you immediately...
You picked it up.
You get it.
I'm talking about, got it.
It is very clear.
You ate it.
Be quiet, Erica.
You understand?
Hey, you hurt Mike, bro.
Listen. He like, I can't go there. No. I can't be around that. That's contagious. No. He's like, no brokenness. No brocade. No.
He's like, I sneezed when I walked in the room. I was allergic. I couldn't do it.
But also when you described the three different gentlemen and you said, well, one is committed, and the other one's already doing it. And I said, that's cute. And the reason I said that is because honestly, that perspective, no disrespect against you, it's just not when we don't dig deeper, right? It's not just one has committed, one has prepared to honor the commitment, because you can commit, just like I said earlier, to a goal. You can commit to many things, but if you haven't prepared, if you're saying I'm gonna gain 15 pounds, I'm gonna get gains, but if you didn't change your diet, if you didn't look at your lifestyle to figure out why you haven't been able to do it before and prepared yourself to execute on that, you're not going to do it. Likewise, if you know you've been in the streets and in these sheets, as I like to say, and now you like, okay, I'm ready to change my life. But you haven't prepared yourself. Like, okay, what are the things that made me slip up before? What are the things that triggered me to cheat before? What are the things that I need to work on myself? Because you can commit all day. But when that same trigger comes up, and for those who aren't familiar with that language, when that same situation arises again, when she's being insecure again, when she's nagging you again, when a big booty walk in again, if that's what made you slip before, that's likely what will entice you to slip again, because you haven't prepared yourself to move different. Just like if you've been doing broke things and the card is continuously declining until you take some steps to move different, to start making, managing, and multiplying your money, then that card is going to continue to decline. You're going to still be trading time for money or living paycheck to paycheck or however it is you get paid, because you haven't prepared to move different. People say, even in business, we know this, hey, I'm going to get some grants. Let me get some money and then I'm going to explode the business. But you don't know what to do with the money that you have. Right. So getting more money doesn't change. Just like getting married doesn't change the person. You had to shift. You had to change. He who can be trusted with little can be trusted with much. Marriage is much of a deal. It is much of a responsibility. Okay. So therefore we have to prepare while I'm single.
That's right there. You stay right. You boom. You hit that right there. You hit that right there. Let's be clear. Okay. When you say I'm a changed man, I'm a changed man, it is ill-advised for you to say it in your heart and then go try and jump in a relationship and be that changed man when you have done no work and built up no muscle memory to be able to walk the thing out that you really want to do in your heart. Yeah. It sounds good and you mean well, but you don't have the skills.
Hey, you keep saying you. I ain't say that first and foremost. She's speaking general terms. I just want to correct that.
That ain't.
But seriously, like legit, not you. I'm talking about us. Anytime we want to change any area of our life, I'm not going to say, you know what? I really want to get this investing thing down. I really want to get this real estate thing down. Let me go and buy a house to flip. You don't do that.
People do that though.
No.
And they pay the price.
Is it ill-advised though?
Definitely.
Help me out.
Definitely.
It's ill-advised. Why? Because they don't know what they're doing. The best thing for you to do, especially when you're trying to make moves or move differently in relationship, is move differently in relationship with yourself.
Big facts.
Be committed to yourself first. Set some goals that are actually attainable. Set goals that are actually smart, that you can actually reach. And then when you set that goal, you build up a little muscle memory. Then you set another goal. So now you're learning how to be consistent and disciplined with yourself. Yes. How can you ask somebody to be consistent and disciplined with them or in a relationship when you don't keep your own word? You said you was going to work out three times a week. You ain't seen a gym in many months. Many moons.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
You mean well though. We mean well though, not him. Everybody else.
And it results in so many miserable marriages. I'm just going to put it out there. And even relationships that we stay in too long. No, we need to be gone. And it's because we're guilting ourselves half the time for things we said we were going to do, but we didn't do it. And now we feel like we owe the person more time to try to prove that we can be that person. Like, oh, but I can be that man. Oh, but I can be that woman. That's not who we are now. That's not who we are now. Let's figure out how to be okay with who we are now and what's the process to become the person that the person I'm looking for is looking for. That's what we really need to focus on. So when we're saying, hey, is it time to renovate or is it time to relocate? Well, what were the parameters to start with? You said in the inner city, there was a greater return on investment. So you went ahead and you took advantage of that, but then you moved it to the suburbs, which was your long-term destination. Okay, what's your long-term destination and how can you assess it in that person? For example, if you want children and the other person does not, what are we doing here? Like, are you just trying to convince each other? Like, that doesn't make sense. Align with what is important to you. If you know you want children, there are many people out here who also want children. Right. Why are you trying to convince somebody? Because that's a lifelong commitment. Mess around and have a baby with somebody who didn't want that baby. They can't sleep. Baby won't eat. Diapers. Lord, can't find formula. What are we going to do? Jesus. Like, it's a real commitment. But we go into these things and we're focusing solely on the benefits, on the highs, on the rewards. And we're not thinking about the work in real estate, the sweat equity. Like, how long am I going to have to carry this property before I can flip it? Right? We need to talk about that part too. And I know you do, but in relationship, we don't. We look at the highlight reel, or as you say, what we see on social. Do this, do that, I'm going to get that. That math ain't mathing. That's not how that works. So if we're going to renovate, it needs to be because number one, we're in it for the long haul. This person is aligned with our values, has met our pre and our qualifications, and has an interest in the things that are very important to me. We can build on this for life. And I'm going to say this, and I already know we probably gonna have to come back to it. Okay? And they understand my character.
Ooh.
And my character is based in my faith. Okay? So some people are not going to like this. But the truth of the matter is you have to be careful about who you trust. Okay? Who can you trust? If you can't trust this person, why are we considering a renovation? It's definitely time to relocate. If there's no trust, we cannot build. Building references a foundation. A foundation. It has to be solid. We can't have all these cracks. We're going to put everything on top of this foundation.
Yes.
We have to assess this foundation. How much weight, how many stories can we build on this foundation? If the foundation is rocky, we're not building on good soil.
I know. I don't even have to ask you, Eric, but I already know. If you check out a house and it look good from the outside, right? You go inside and the bones are good, right? And you have the potential to knock out some walls and make it a more open concept. And then you find out there are cracks in the foundation. Are you going to want it?
Is that a lipstick flip?
So, in some cases, I got a great crew that can do, like, I've seen miracles done to foundations.
You said a miracle?
Miracle.
Did you say a miracle?
Miracle.
You said a miracle,
I didn't see it,
right?
Because I didn't see it, and I brought in a specialist, and he's like, we can make it happen.
Okay. That's good.
But it was costly.
Bam. Because there's divine order. Is there not?
Yes.
If you're going to build a home, ordinarily one would focus on the foundation first.
Right.
Correct? It's not that we can't do it, but we're going to endure a whole lot of chaos trying to go backwards when there was an order that we could have gone in, number one. So there's a divine order to relationships as well.
Right.
Not saying you can't do it the other way. Not saying a Muslim can't love a Christian, okay? Because I wasn't. Look, honey, if you're the exception every time, live your life. But what I'm saying is you're going to endure more frustration and more chaos. And if you're not already in that situation, save yourself the trouble. Number one. Number two, you said you brought in a team. But I want to help women to stop taking on men. I want to help men, in this case, stop taking on women as their projects.
Please.
We don't need a project.
Need a project.
Listen, somebody you gonna fix up, dress up.
Cash money.
No. We don't need no project.
Give you a project, baby.
Listen,
Now,
I'm just saying.
I see that often. The whole project thing. I mean, I don't think men call them that, right? Or
Not to their face.
and
No.
vice versa. I don't even think they see it like that. You know what I mean? It just they're attracted to the silhouette.
They're attracting that too.
But
Expand.
Well, you often attract a bit of what you are.
Oh.
So there's something in you that you know is not where you would like it to be. And you compensate for that by getting with someone that you know is not at the level that you would want them to be. But
So
because they're willing to love you, you're like, I need to be willing to accept you. And then we gonna work on each other.
So let me repeat that back to you, how I'm receiving it.
Yeah.
So you saying if a dude got him a hoe, because she do hoe things.
okay.
He a little bit of a hoe too. And that's and he want to do better, but he just got a hoe because the hoe gonna accept his hoe.
He has an excuse.
Yeah.
He has an excuse, and he almost has like an advocate. It's like, oh well, I don't have to change. I don't have to get better. I don't have to grow
Because she accept hoe activity.
Because
Bam.
me and you, we in the same boat.
And I can make you a housewife.
But I'm going to say this.
Is that possible? Subject. We gonna keep going.
Is it possible to turn a hoe into a housewife?
No,
If
Lord.
you a hoe, it's easy because you want to get comfortable. So of course you can make a home there.
Lord, help us.
Hey man, so we gonna continue this next week. Hey, Dig, if you are interested in investing into real estate and getting free rental properties in any market, man, tap in, man. Go to the link below. Get free rental properties everywhere. We're hosting a masterclass this Sunday, man. You'll learn a lot that you could apply to your life and change your life. But before we get out of here, for those trying to turn hoes into housewives, where can you support them at, though?
No, we do not support that.
Oh, my bad. But get them in the right route to actually, discover who they really, really want to be with and become who they want to be. Therefore, they could attract who they really ultimately desire.
Exactly.
Where can they tap in?
Exactly. They can definitely tap into getandstaymarried.com, or you can find me on IG as Shanoria, the confident one.
Or you can also find us at Not Get and Stay Married. Lord Jesus, what is it? The Marriage Makeover on IG.
And get out the streets, bruh. I'll see y'all next week.